Hi guys, so today we are going to see about the fundamental rights in our Indian Constitution. So in the previous video we have seen the right to equality and right to freedom, and in this video we are going to see the remaining rights in the fundamental right. So the first one is right against exploitation. So it starts with Article 23. It says that the prohibition of trafficking in humans and the forced labor should be prohibited, which means trafficking means the kidnapping kids are humans likewise, and the forced labor. So in some of the companies the work was forced by the manager or some other higher authority to the employer, and both of them should be prohibited, so which was dealt in the article of 23. Article 24 talks about the prohibition of employment of the children in the factories. So children below the age group of 14 should not be employed in the any of the factories to work. So for this, the Child Labours Prohibition and Regulation Act of 1986 has been passed. In 2005, Child Rights Act has been passed. So under this, two commission has been formed. So the one is National Commission for Prohibition of Child Rights, NCPCR. Another one is State Commission for the Protection of Child Rights, so which is SCPCR. So the next one is right to freedom of religion. So it starts with Article 25. The Article 25 states that the freedom of conscience and the free profession, practice and propagation of the religions. So which means we have the rights and the freedom for the free profession of the religion, or we can have the rights to practice new religion if we wanted. And these are the sum of freedoms that we got through the fundamental rights. So the next one is Article 26. Article 26 states that freedom to manage the religious affairs. So we have the rights and the freedom to manage religious affairs, like maintain an institution for a particular religion, or we can administer any of the property for religion. So we can have the freedom for this under the article number 26. For Article 27 states that freedom from payment of taxes for promoting any religion. So the people who are promoting any religion should not have to pay payment of tax for the particular state or the government. So they have the freedom from payment of taxes for promoting any religion, so which was dealt in the Article 27. So Article 28 states that freedom from attending religious institution or worship in certain educational institutes. So if any institution we have a religious instructions, means we don't have any restrictions to attend this. For example, this people alone should not attend this, so this people alone should not attend this. So these kind of restrictions should not be made, and we have the freedom from attending the religious instructions or worship, so which was dealt in the Article 28. So this is all about the right to freedom. And the next one is cultural and educational rights. So it starts with the Article 24. It says the protection of language, script and culture of minorities. So minority group of peoples has been divided into two categories. The one is religious and another one is linguistic. So the small number of peoples based on the religious can be the one group, and the small number of group based on the language they have been spoken will split into another group. So if they are in minorities, their languages and script and culture have to be protected, so which was dealt in the article number 29. So Article 30 talks about the rights of the minorities, the minority people's rights to establish and administer educational institutes. So Article 30 tells about the people from the minority will have the freedom and the right to administer the educational institutions as well. So the next one is constitutional remedies. So if any fundamental rights have been violated from the higher authority, so we have the rights to create a case in the Supreme Court, so which was called as the right to constitutional remedies. So which was dealt in the Article 32. According to the article, it has the right to move the Supreme Court for the enforcement of fundamental rights, including the writs of. So if the fundamental rights is basically violated, we can have the two articles to talk about it. The one is, if the case has been sent to the Supreme Court, it was about the Article 32. If it's all about the High Court, then the article is all about the 226. Though according to this, first one is habeas corpus, which means to have the body. So basically habeas corpus means if someone is arrested for any invalid reason, without any particular valid reason, if some person has been arrested and if it is violating the fundamental rights, we can apply for the habeas corpus, and if we applied valid, then he or she have to be released within the 24 hours from their police control. So the next one is mandamus, which means we command. So if any government or a public official did not work properly, we can put mandamus case on them, which means the command by the court. The next one is prohibition, so which means to forbid. So if any higher court put order to a lower court, like Supreme Court is the higher court, if they put any order to the higher court like this case is not under your jurisdiction, so cancel it likewise. So if any small courts like high courts take a case but it is not under the jurisdiction, and we can apply this prohibition to the higher Supreme Court, so that they can put an order for the high court to say that this case is not under your jurisdiction, so cancel it likewise. The next one is certiorari, which means to be certified, the same as the above prohibition, but here instead of cancel the case they said transfer the case to the court which were under their jurisdiction, which is certiorari. The fifth one is quo warranto, which means by what authority. So it's to check the legality of the person working in the public office, so which is called as the quo warranto. So this is all about the remaining rights of the fundamental rights. Thank you.